What do players like? What do we know that they want? So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps.
I don't think a bigger lie was ever told. I really, really don't. Blame Truth here, and this is going to be a different style of video. I have found some answers to some burning questions the community has that I have, and I'm afraid that the answers are just not what any of us want to hear. This is a very important video. I'm not sure how long this is going to end up being, but if you guys could like this and comment on it. Last time I said comment salmon. This time just comment tuna or whatever you want, really. Just interact with the video so it gets put into the algorithm. I think this is one of the most important videos I've ever made because I'm going to be exposing and covering a lot about the multiplayer maps in this game and what I've found out, and it's really, really ugly. We were lied to, straight up. We were lied to, and I am just disgusted, and I really do think Treyarch at the end of the day owes us an apology. Whenever they say classic 3-lane multiplayer maps, I'm going to put a portion into the video later on to explain what I'm talking about. I'm going to go over every single map and show you that that couldn't be further from the truth. We're going to do a super deep dive. I've done sort of deep dives before, but we are going to go in depth here. So first of all, let me explain what the hell I'm doing with this gameplay. It's not even gameplay. I'm in the just CODcaster mode on the map Skyline, and I've heard about this since the game came out. You can kind of get out of Skyline and go spectator mode and then just see the entire Warzone Avalon map that's supposedly coming in 2025. Now, this isn't anything surprising to me because, like, I get that Warzone and the official COD games are very heavily linked. In fact, just recently, you could get the ray gun. I saw some exploit where you could get the ray gun in Warzone. So I'm not sure if that's patched yet. Probably not. But either way, that was a thing. And a lot of people were saying that there were multiplayer maps within Avalon. And as you can see what I just passed there, what is that map, Lowtown? I think that was Lowtown that I just passed, but it's hard to tell because it's really blocky, unrendered, what have you. Now, that's, again, not super surprising to me. A lot of maps end up being points of interest in Warzone. But the more I did this, and the more I studied this, and I actually saw a video from someone doing this, like a deep dive of this, that I'm going to put in this video, because this entire map is so huge, it made me realize that these maps we have in multiplayer, guys, we speculated. Did Infinity Ward make them? Why aren't they actually 3-lane? And they're definitely not 3-lane. And I'm going to go over that as the video progresses here. And I'll timestamp where I go over that if you don't have a lot of time on your hands. But this is so huge. I mean, look at the distance here. That's the OG Skyline map over there, right? And then there's all this out here that they just didn't bother deleting. I've been spectating in maps for ages, since COD 4. I love to go into the maps and just see like the inner workings and what I could find like out of the, you know, boundaries of the maps and stuff like that. I just did it recently a few months ago with Mockin from World at War, and I have some footage of that, but I'll show that later. Regardless, the entire Avalon Warzone map seems to be here outside of Skyline, and we've been speculating again. Why are these maps so fucking bad? Why are they not 3-lane? Why do they seem AI generated at the end of the day as well? And I think we have our answer here, because someone found some secret stuff that I couldn't even be bothered to find, because this map is huge. I mean, it's enormous. I can't even begin to look at everything on it, you know? But this person found some stuff that made me realize that these maps in multiplayer are just ripped straight from this Avalon Warzone map. These are not multiplayer maps. They got fucking lazy, and they gave us points of interest as multiplayer maps. To make matters worse, they lied about it. And the cherry on top of the shit fucking sundae here is that I truly believe these points of interest, these maps, are AI generated. And I'm not talking about AI generating map geometry, but I am talking about AI generating basic layouts. I'm going to show you proof of that as the video progresses here. We're going to transition here, not the 2024 transition. I'm not tucking my junk in like Buffalo Bill. I want to show you as I transition to this person's video, and I'll give full credit to this person in the pinned comment below, but this person actually went through the entire Avalon map and looked for stuff, and you can do this in a lot of maps. He did it in Nuketown as well. But anyway, this is from his video, and he actually found firing range. And you don't understand how big this Avalon Warzone map actually is. It's huge. To find this by pure chance was pretty lucky. And it goes a step further. After, I mean, I'm sure you guys, if you've played firing range, know, the geometry of it. Like, this is clear as day firing range. So we can probably expect that map to come in a future season update or whatever. But it just goes to show what I'm kind of complaining about here. Like, nearly every single map is just ripped from this Warzone map, which is coming out next year. And it shows. Let's take a look at this person's comment, though. This is on this guy's video that I'm kind of using the footage from the spectator mode. Almost every single map that takes place in Avalon is part of the Warzone map, which was supposed to come out instead of Area 99. If you actually go into Nuketown and go into Spectator, you can find Area 99 as well. I'm not kidding with that. You can find Warhead as well. So who knows what else you can find going into Codcast or Spectator mode. But anyway, there's Hacienda, WMD, Lowtown, Red Card, Firing Range, Protocol, the Casino Latazzi from the campaign, Extraction, and the layout from Dig/Courtyard. Hacienda is already confirmed, but we might see any of the included maps eventually. This person says Avalon is still going to come out, just not yet. Maybe during COD 2025. And I'm interested to see how much of Avalon is recycled from the canceled Blackout 2 map, which I've actually seen footage of. A buddy of mine showed me the build of it. But I'm actually curious to see, like, how much is recycled from that. In fact, how much has Treyarch recycled in general? It doesn't seem like they had 4 years to work on this, personally. Now, you might be thinking, well, BT, not every map is from Avalon, and you're right, but that doesn't explain why they're all so dog shit. But this kind of does. I've been saying for a while AI's been doing its thing with Call of Duty. People have been calling me crazy. I just want to show you this tweet. I prompted Midjourney, which is a generative AI program, to create a layout of a 3-lane map design influenced by Treyarch's 3-lane map designs in the Call of Duty Black Ops series. It created a version of Babylon every single time. And you might be saying this is just coincidence. But Treyarch, when looking for employees last year, actually had this, advertising the job position. And in it, they say they need to have advanced expertise in working with generative AI tools such as Stable Diffusion, Viscom, DALL-E, or equivalent. And this comes after they've been caught using generative AI to sell bundles in the store. There's also everything highlighted here. I mean, generative AI, polished 2D art made by humans, and generative AI tools. I don't know, man. There's no actual morals with this. They are just trying to push generative AI at Treyarch, and there's no mistaking it. There's no making excuses for it. It's fucking there, guys. And I don't know. I truly think all of these multiplayer maps, and we're going to go over them right now to show you that they fucking lied to our faces. They lied straight up. Now, if you think I'm going to be harsh with this, I want you to just wait, because I'm going to cover like Black Ops 2 maps, World at War maps, Black Ops 1 maps, stuff like that after I go over these. So if you think I'm being harsh or whatever, I'm not. This is the overhead view of the map Babylon. This could arguably be a 3-lane map. However, I don't think it qualifies for the simple fact that the middle portion is not a lane. The middle portion is a tiny square with stairs leading up 4 ways, essentially. If anything, the problem with most of these Black Ops 6 maps I'm going to show you is that they're 2-lane maps. If that even. I wouldn't even say that they're necessarily divided into lanes. Again, this is just a square, essentially. This is just a square and a square. I don't think this qualifies, and I'm sorry. The next map, Payback. Again, guys, I don't want you to be squinting and being like, well, I can kind of see 3 lanes because there's not 3 lanes. There could be 3 lanes if they actually fleshed out that lane on the left side, which is like a cliffside area next to the water, and then you kind of look in on B flag and you see it. But for whatever reason, they literally took out the lane, which is bizarre because I think that lane is actually there in the campaign because this house is just ripped from the campaign, which... Man, Treyarch should just be professional recyclers, man. They should just have a big recycling truck going around the fucking United States and saving our goddamn planet from all of the pollution because, man, these guys can literally make something out of something else like there's no tomorrow. This is not a 3-lane map. This is a house, and then there's a right side. And that's it. That lane on the left is not a lane. Maybe they want to count that left side of the house as a lane, but I don't think so, because you can run from the far lane on the right to the left lane in a matter of like 3 seconds. That is not the classic 3-lane map design at Treyarch. You could say the map's too small, and that's the issue. I'm saying that the map's a piece of shit, and that's the issue, and it's not the classic 3-lane design. So again, we gotta disqualify this. It ain't 3-lane, bro. Next, we have the pit. I don't need to say anything. Fuck this map. Okay, red card. Surely this is 3-lane, right? Well, if you look, there's definitely a lane on the right, and then there's that building in the middle, and then there's that thing on the left, which, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think that's a lane. I think that's a flank, which those are different from lanes. I don't think that's an actual lane. Why is it so small? Why is there no symmetry? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If anything, this is a 2-lane map, and that's being generous. I really do think that's being generous. I don't think that portion on the flank there counts as a lane because it's so much smaller than the rest of the map. On top of the map being absolute fucking dog shit, but again, we're just pulling this stuff from Warzone. So, Rewind. Surely this is a 3-lane map, right? Surely Rewind counts as a 3-lane map. Except I don't think it does. Again, guys, that middle lane, I honestly see that more as a connector to the left and right lane. I don't see it as an actual lane you traverse very often because there are so many fucking entrances into that particular lane. I showed you guys this the other day, like when I was covering raid and stuff, but the key to like a good 3-lane map is to only have a finite amount of intersections into that middle lane. You have too many and it's pure chaos, and I think when you have too many, you lose the entire definition of a lane. Rewind, just going off memory, what is it, like 7 different ways to get into that middle portion there? Not to mention it's not even consistent, and there's like an open portion there, as you see. There's like a divide between the buildings and the stores and whatnot. I wouldn't call this 3-lane. Maybe I'm like nitpicking there, but I really don't even think this qualifies. Let's move on to the next one. Next we have, in my opinion, one of the worst maps, if not the worst map of all time, fucking Scud. I saw people drawing these John Madden lines on this on Twitter. Fucking mongoloids, morons, idiots, paste-eating buffoons. There are no lanes in this. None. I'm convinced. This is an ant farm. I'm convinced someone just threw paint at like a board and put pieces of cover where the paint landed. I'm serious. Some weird art project or something. Genuinely one of the worst maps I have ever played on. I would rather French kiss a crocodile than play Scud ever again, and I'm not exaggerating. Anyway, next map, Skyline. You know, Skyline's not that bad, all things considered. This is probably the best map in the game that's not Nuketown. With that said, is it a 3-lane map? I'm not seeing it. No. One of the lanes, like the one near the pool, like if you go underneath or whatever, and go the pool way, I don't think that's a lane because it's so open to not just like people dropping down, but people shooting you. There's so many sight lines leading into that. You could argue maybe there's a lane underneath. So you have like 2 lanes kind of stacked on top of each other. And I just, I don't know. Maybe you could, we'll give it to it. Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to it. This is a 3-lane map. Sure. What the fuck ever, man. I'll give it a pass, okay? We have one. We have one. Next map. Vault. Again, I'm just not seeing it, dude. I'm just not seeing it. Like the middle portion is just kind of, again, it's kind of a square. I mean, it doesn't really resemble a 3-lane classic Treyarch map is the thing. Could we maybe argue it's a 3-lane map? Yes. Is it the classic Treyarch design? No. Or like an Infinity Ward map or something. I don't know. You know what? This is just kind of like a big version of Babylon, actually. I'm not counting it. No, fuck that. I can't count this and not count Babylon, so I'm not counting this either. Fuck it. Workuta. Considering the little buzzsaw satellite thing overlooks like 2 lanes on its own, I don't consider this a 3-lane map. Again, I would consider it, honestly, just random pieces of cover strewn about. You could maybe make the argument that it's a 2-lane map, but I just think this is a random maze of bullshit. I really do. The problem with these maps is that this could have been one singular lane in any other Treyarch game. I think it's a big problem with most of these maps, the small ones especially, is that it's just like one lane that they picked out and then put a bunch of random pieces of cover on and called it a 3-lane. It doesn't work like that, Treyarch. Can you not count? Do you not care? Did the AI generation of the map overlay fuck up that bad and you not try to fix it? What exactly happened? Lowtown. What in the hell am I even looking at? You know what? I don't want to look at this. This map makes me nauseous. I don't care what it is. Is it 3-lane? Is it not? Who cares? Map sucks. Next. Warhead. Yeah, this looks like a potato. This looks like a tater. No. Doesn't count. Next. Gala. I'm genuinely getting angry. I'm seriously getting upset. No. Next. Derelict. What even is this? I mean, I went over this in like, I actually went to private match and hopped around on this map. Again, this could be one lane in another Treyarch game. What even is this mess? Who looks at this and says, oh, this is a great 3-lane map? No, this does not count. This is just an amalgamation of random bullshit again. All right, protocol. Oh my God. Oh. No. Next. And finally, we have Subsonic. Subsonic, again, is this big square with a tiny hallway that acts as a flank and not a lane. I would argue that the outer portion of the map is the only lane, and then the middle portion, again, is just some chaotic square. There's a flank to get in it, yes, but that's not a lane. So no, it does not count. What did we settle on? One map. Skyline, maybe? And that's really being generous. Guys, Treyarch lied to us. And let's actually show some old classic 3-lane designs just to prove what I'm saying here. First up, we have the overhead view of Slums from Black Ops 2. Very clear design of a 3-lane map. Even to the point of like almost being symmetrical without being symmetrical. And one thing I want you to notice with all these maps I'm going to show you is they stay far away from the design that a lot of Black Ops 6 maps seem to have, where they're just like this oval or square. Oval and square maps, I think, at their core, aren't designed for lanes. A lot of these maps are much longer than they are wide, and you'd think that would like maybe make them play the same, but I mean, you're going to see here, a lot of these maps I'm going to bring up do not play the same at all. They're all pretty varied. Slums, however, classic 3-lane design. The middle portion, while it is a square and quite chaotic, has those subsections there which act as long-range sightlines, which can be counted, I think, in the middle portion of the lane. I think it's just big enough to be a 3-lane proper map, especially since that middle portion actually has some interesting cover with the fountain in the middle. So yes, this passes. Classic 3-lane design. Let's cover Grind. One of my favorite maps of all time, one of the most underrated maps. Grind from Black Ops 2. It was a DLC map, the skate park map. Fantastic. There are only two ways to get into the middle lane there. And as you can see, I don't have to draw lines. I don't have to squint. I don't have to pull strings. It's a 3-lane map. Very, very easy to see from the overhead view. I don't have to explain anything. There are two ways to get into the middle lane there. On the bottom left is a stairway to get into the middle lane, so it's kind of like a 2-story middle lane, so if that makes sense. So yeah, very simple. One of my favorite maps ever. Fantastic, classic design. Next we have Plaza. Again, very easy to see the lanes. Incredibly easy to see the lanes. Incredibly easy to see where the lanes intersect to the middle. Very easy to see how each individual thing plays and is connected. Plaza is a very underrated map. I think it's actually one of the better maps in Black Ops 2. It doesn't really get talked about with the classics, but fantastic. I always had a great time on it. And that Skrillex song that plays in the club portion, I mean, memories, you know? Classic 3-lane design, yet again, right in your face, easy to see. Next, we have Hydro. This was a DLC map in Black Ops 2, and as you can see, clear as day. 3-lane map. You can't make it more clear, more symmetrical, more easy to decipher. Took place on a dam. Good map. Express. Again, nothing else needs to be said. The definition of a 3-lane map that happens to have a train going through the middle lane, sort of. Man, you get where I'm going with this, right? I'm just going to stop there. And I'm going to say this to any Treyarch dev who may be watching. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I can deduce that you guys made these maps for Warzone first. You guys probably used some AI tools to design some of these things. I can deduce all that. I can deduce that maybe the original map makers aren't even there anymore, although that's not entirely true because the guy who made Nuketown and Raid and stuff like that is still there and working on maps, but then he makes the map Warhead. He made Skyline, which is good, but then he makes the map Warhead, and I don't know, man. Maybe he just was drunk that day. I don't know. The point of all this is, though, is that Treyarch, I really do think you owe the community an apology. I think that you should spend a lot of your time this year, especially considering that most of this stuff seems to be already done. You're ahead of schedule. I really do think you should go back and fix the core maps. Because honestly, as it stands, this shit's about unplayable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this deep dive looking into the maps and how Treyarch flat out lied to us. I don't know, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.